Hello and welcome to Meet the Author with me, Emily Evans. Today I am joined by Stefano Lucatello, Senior Partner at Cobalt Law International Property Lawyers and author of Investing in Foreign Property. Hi Stefano.
Hello Emily.
So what's inspired you to write this book?
I've been doing this job for 30 years now as an international property lawyer, so I decided some time ago that I'd take courage and I would actually put down on paper my knowledge so that people could actually take this little gift from me away, read it on the way to their chosen location, and hopefully by the time they get to Spain, France, Italy, Portugal, they would be that much more clued up that they wouldn't have to think about what they're doing. They could do it much more naturally, just like when you buy a property here in England and Wales, you know more about what you're doing because it's your own jurisdiction, it's your own country. So I wanted people to know how to buy property abroad and what happens when you buy property abroad, because buying property abroad is totally different from buying property here. It's no more difficult if you have the right legal advice, but it is different. And many people fall into the trap of going to an estate agent abroad and the estate agent says you don't need legal advice, and they do everything for them, and sometimes it's not what the client wants and it's too late by the time they find out and they can't go back and resolve the issues or put it right. So that's why I wrote the book.
Fantastic. So it basically is the ultimate guide to buying safely.
Well, that's it, Emily. In one word, safety is what we sell. I am looking to you as a potential client for you going away, choosing your property, coming back to me and saying, Stefano, what do I need to do to get this right? Not, Stefano, I got it wrong, I've now come back to you to put it right, which will usually cost a lot of money, taxation, and the only people that will benefit are usually us lawyers. That's not my aim. My aim is to clue you up, give you the book, or buy the book or whatever, and then you can take it abroad with you, and by the time you get there, you know what you're doing, and you know that the control is in your hands and not in the hands of the estate agent or the unscrupulous developer. Sometimes these things happen, Emily.
And what would you say a reader's going to be able to take away from this book, Stefano?
The reader will know more practical tips and elements about buying a property abroad. Remember, this guide is a generic guide. It can apply to Italy, France, Spain, and Portugal as much as it can apply to South Africa or anywhere else in the world. Why? Because it's not country specific, it's generic. So the tips and the guidelines I give you are tips, sometimes they're common sense tips that you've not really thought about. But I've enshrined everything into 10 chapters, and each chapter deals with a particular section of the process of buying a property abroad, whether it's before you actually take up the cudgel and you start looking for a property abroad and what you need to do beforehand, or whether you're embarked on it already and you're looking for a solicitor, you're looking for an agent, you're looking for how to borrow monies. So, for example, I deal in the finance section with how to borrow money and what you can do to make it easy as possible. So you could borrow if you wanted on your English property, not recommended though, because you could lose the property which is your main home. I would say borrow abroad. So I teach people how to borrow abroad and what the process is of borrowing abroad from a foreign bank, how it differs from the considerations that are taken, the facts that are taken into consideration when an English bank, for example, considers whether you're able to borrow money from them, because that's different abroad. And very many other things, such as buying the property, what you do when you've bought the property, setting up a business there, becoming a professional buyer of property abroad, setting up whatever you want to set up and how to set it up properly and who to talk to, where to get the proper advice from. And lastly, sadly, what happens if it all goes wrong and you have to come back to the United Kingdom, how to close the door on your foreign country and come back to the United Kingdom.
And which is your favourite chapter in the book?
My favourite chapter in the book is actually setting up a business abroad, because setting up a business abroad, it follows my passion. It's something I want to do. I'm a passionate cook, for example, and I want to buy a property abroad and set up an international cookery school with a spa. So that's why I took my book to heart and I read it again just to make sure I'd taken everything on board. So that's my favourite section. It's not the essence of producing lots of money from this book, it's the essence of knowing that I've helped people and that they no longer will be in the control of other people that they possibly wouldn't want to be in.
And amazingly, what I like, because I don't like reading that much, it's only 75 pages.
That's right.
So it's a nice, quick...
It's a quick read that you can read on your flight over to Spain, Portugal, wherever it is. And at the back there's a notes section as well, so that you can actually take notes while you're in the estate agents or the developers, so that you remember exactly what was said and what you said to them. And you can then take that information home, mull it over, and then use it to good effect.
So where can readers find your book, Stefano?
My book can be found on Amazon if you want it in paperback format, or it can be found on Kindle if you want it on electronic format. And the additional thing that you get by buying the book is that you also get an app that you can go to, the Cobalt Law app. The Cobalt Law app has the book inside it. It has all sorts of other gems, such as tips on how to buy property abroad, which are not in the book. Also, there are buying guides for buying property abroad, which are not in the book as well, for 15 different countries that we work in. So, all in all, you get the book and the app at cobaltlaw.co.uk.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.